welcome you all for Sonu Bharti Commerce classes. As you all know, we are doing the revision every day. This is the second part of your main examination, जिसके अंदर बुक 3 के बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस को कवर करते हैं. ये आपके 80 मार्क्स के एग्जाम में 20 मार्क्स का पार्ट होता है विद द नेम ऑफ पार्ट बी. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद इट. क्वेश्चन 27, क्योंकि पार्ट बी जहाँ से शुरू होगा वो क्वेश्चन 27 है. सो वाइल राइटिंग द आंसर आप मार्जिन में 27 लिखेंगे. नाउ फाइनेंशियल एनालिसिस कैन बी यूज्ड फॉर सिक्योरिटी एनालिसिस, यस. डिविडेंड डिसीजंस, यस. क्रेडिट एनालिसिस, यस. सो द आंसर विल बी डी. तो आपने डी ऑप्शन के साथ साथ ऑप्शन में क्या है, ऑल ऑफ दीज. दिस इज द 27th क्वेश्चन. देयर इज अनदर पार्ट ऑफ इट. अगर आप ये वाली ऑप्शन चूज करते हैं इस एग्जाम में करने के लिए, तो आप दोबारा से आपको क्वेश्चन 27 लिखना है. उसके लिए आप सेकंड पार्ट ले रहे हैं, एंड सेकंड पार्ट के अंदर अ ट्रांजेक्शन इन्वॉल्विंग अ डिक्रीज इन डेट इक्विटी रेशो एंड इंक्रीज इन करंट रेशो. कौन सी ट्रांजेक्शन ऐसी है जिसके अंदर आपका डेट टू इक्विटी रेशो डिक्रीज हो रहा है, करंट रेशो इंक्रीज हो रहा है. तो डेट इक्विटी रेशो का एक बार फॉर्मूला देखते हैं. एंड अगर मैं करंट रेशो का फॉर्मूला देखूंगी, करंट रेशो इज इक्वल टू करंट एसेट्स. So let's analyze one after the another all the options here. The first is issue of debentures against purchase of fixed asset. अगर आप issue of debentures कर रहे हो तो इससे सिर्फ और सिर्फ डेट टू इक्विटी रेशो पे इफेक्ट आ रहा है. करंट रेशो का इसमें कोई इन्वॉल्वमेंट नहीं है. तो इशू ऑफ डिबेंचर्स फॉर कैश, इससे आपका डेट टू इक्विटी रेशो बढ़ रही है. अलॉन्ग विद दैट करंट रेशो भी बढ़ रही है क्योंकि कैश इज कमिंग इन द बिजनेस. रिडम्पशन ऑफ प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स फॉर कैश. अगर आप रिडीम कर रहे हो अपने प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स, तो एक तो आपकी इक्विटी कम हो रही है और दूसरा आपका कैश भी कम हो रहा है. तो आपकी डेट टू इक्विटी रेशो बढ़ रही है, ऑन द अदर साइड आपकी करंट रेशो कम हो रही है. बट हियर इशू ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर्स फॉर कैश, दिस ट्रांजेक्शन, विद दिस ट्रांजेक्शन व्हाट इज हैपनिंग हियर, आपका यहाँ पे ये डिनोमिनेटर में है और इक्विटी प्लस हो रही है, आपका डिनोमिनेटर प्लस हो रहा है. दैट मीन्स रेशो आपकी क्या हो रही है, कम हो रही है. ऑन द अदर साइड यहाँ पे न्यूमिनेटर करंट एसेट्स के अंदर कैश ऐड हो रहा है, तो आपकी रेशो इंक्रीज हो रही है. सो इसका आंसर रहेगा आपका डी पार्ट, इशू ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर्स फॉर कैश. दिस इज क्वेश्चन 28. टोटल परचेज रुपीज 8,50,000, कैश परचेज 1 lakh, परचेज रिटर्न 50,000, क्रेडिटर्स एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर इज 1,60,000, क्रेडिटर्स इन द बिगनिंग ऑफ द ईयर इज दिस. व्हाट विल बी द ट्रेड पेएबल रेशो? सो let's try this. Trade, so let's put the values here. Your total purchase is this. Out of that you will be deducting your cash purchase and purchase return, which is 150. So 7 lakh will come as a credit purchase. Now what is your average creditors? The opening creditors are this, the closing creditors are this and the opening are this. So average इनका अगर हमको लेना होगा, दोनों का प्लस आ रहा है, 2,80,000 divided by 2, which is 1,40,000. So 1,40,000 here. So when you are solving it, it is coming 5 times. So our answer is, now you have already selected this. So you will be writing, while writing the answer, 28th question, C is the right option, and then 5 times. The uses of cash flow statement are: analysis of cash position, yes. Facilitates planning, yes. Assessing liquidity, yes. Comparative study, yes. So if I'll just go with it, so I will be giving question 29, answer A, all the above. So this is another option for question 29 if you are opting this option. So let's analyze this. An example of cash flows from financing activity is interest received. ये आपकी investing का part है बेटा. This is your investing activity if it is a non-financial institution. Credit revenue from operations, this is operating activity. Cash receipts from issue of shares, of course this is a financing activity. And सेल ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट अगेन इन्वेस्टिंग एक्टिविटी, और अगर मार्केटेबल सिक्योरिटीज होता है तो कैश एंड कैश इक्विवेलेंट्स में चला जाता है, बट अगर सिर्फ इन्वेस्टमेंट लिखा है तो हम नॉन करंट इन्वेस्टमेंट मान के चलते हैं. सो हियर आई एम ऑप्टिंग, दिस इज ऑप्शन बी इज द राइट आंसर, कैश. So this is question 30. Statement 1 says the sale of building is an operating activity for a real estate company. This is a correct statement. किसी भी real estate company के लिए sale of building एक operating activity है. Sale purchase of property is the principal revenue producing activity for a real estate company. So both statements are true. So in question 30, the answer is A. This is question 31, and this we have to give main heads and subheads of all these items. The very first is computer software. So the main head of this is non-current. On the other side, subhead is bit of property, plant and equipment, intangible. So then next is your advance paid to contractor for building construction. Again, this is non-current asset, but this is in loans and long-term loans and advances. Interest accrued on investment, current asset, and this other loans repayable on demand to bank is your current liability, and it is short-term borrow. So provident fund comes under current liability, so it comes under other current liability. And employees earned leave and cash is current liability, and it's short-term. To complete the comparative statement of profit and loss for the year ended 31st March 2024, so we will just work on it, make it as a column A, column. So we will be making column C as E minus, and this is considered as column B, which is C upon A. So here we have to work for the question marks. There's a lot of query about that. Do we have to write down the entire table? Of course you have to write down the entire table, and then you have to make it and complete it. So if I have to go with this here, lakh divided by 18 lakh multiplied by 100 will come here. So in this way you are going to complete this entire table, and you have only 6 minutes to complete it. So you have to be very fast forward, write down all your calculation on the this part of the sheet and just put the values fast forward over. In question 33, this is a 4 marks from operations are given, and then gross profit is 25% on cost and operating expenses are given. You have to calculate operating ratio, operating profit ratio, sorry. So operating profit ratio का जो formula होता है, if I will the question that RFO is already given, you are not having operating profit along with. For that, first of all you take gross profit, and this always remember, let this cost is, then your gross profit 5, and we know it, RF is equal. So I will be taking RFO 1000 equal to, so my GP 90,000, I need operating profit 1500. Here profit after tax amounting to 1,20,000, tax rate is 50%. That means profit before tax equal to 1,20,000, and if earnings before interest and tax was 2,88,000, and nominal value of debenture lakh has get own debt of company, determine the rate of interest. Means interest 12% of interest on whenever the question is, we have to analyze. The first is surplus, that is balance, profit and provision for taxation. Again it will be part of trade payable, हमारे का liability increase हो, that means you adding it the in 1000. Current assets are increasing. That means there is a outflow of this asset, and वो है तो outflow है कैश का 1000 का outflow कैश का. प्रॉपर्टी प्लांट एंड इक्विपमेंट इज गिवन नॉन करंट. ये दोनों एक्टिव पार्ट हैं. So let's understand it. All will come in. We are having few adjustments during the year. A machine costing 1,40,000. Depreciation provided on is 6,000 or 1,000. Depreciation charged was 1,40,000. And then there is a tax paid as well. One, we are supposed to create this machine account or property plant and account is one thing we are supposed to create. The another is we are supposed to create provision for tax or tax account, and third is at the end of the year investment costing 80,000, profit of 25%. So there is a thing of investment account as well. In this it is clearly given during the year machine costing 1,40,000, the cost price of the machine, and depreciation thereon is 6,000. So the book value of this machine is 80,000 की बुक वैल्यू, बिकॉज 40,000 के ऊपर 60,000 का डेप्रिसिएशन लग चुका है. सो द बुक वैल्यू ऑफ दिस मशीन इज 80,000 राइट नाउ एंड बीइंग सोल्ड फॉर 50,000. सो लेट्स सी हाउ टू रिकॉर्ड इट. बाय बैंक of 50,000 and by profit, statement of profit and there is a depreciation during the year is 1,40,000. So this is the way you will be balancing it, and this is your purchase. And जब हम investing activity बनाएंगे बेटा, यहाँ पे ये हमारा purchase of machine आ जाएगा, and there is a on the other side these two, one is the loss on sale of machine and another one is depreciation with a part of operating. Before going to the next thing, we have to the account for non-current investments. So in non-current investments, there is a costing of 80,000 that being sold for profit of 25%. That means there is a sale of 1 lakh of this and with the profit of 20,000 on it. So let's do this. There is a sale of 1 lakh of investment that's on a profit of 20,000. So in non-current investments, opening balance is 1,60,000, the closing balance is 2,60,000. There's a sale of it, so the balancing figure is bank is 1,80,000. Now we are supposed to learn this provision for taxation account. The opening balance is 30,000 and the closing balance is 1,000. Like in the year there is a tax paid of 30,000. That means there is provision made during the year against balancing. So based on this information, let's start making the cash flow statement for operating activity. So first we will be going with the operating activities. Net profit before tax and extraordinary item. In this particular question we are having net profit is your 4 lakh minus the loss of 1 lakh. So net profit for the year becomes as 5 lakh, and then you will be adding the provision of the taxation made during the year, which is 30,000. So the net profit before tax and extraordinary item is 5,30,000 will be added there. Then we are having these three things. One is non-cash, the another two are non-operating activities. Depreciation of 1,40,000 will be added and the loss on sale of machine will be added. On the other side, profit on sale of investment will be deducted, so it comes out as 1,50,000. Then I'm having my operating profit before working capital changes is 6,80,000. So here trade payables are increasing, so you will be adding, and current assets are increasing, so you will be deducting. The final value here it will be cash from operating activities before tax. So you will be taking it, it is coming 6,30,000 minus tax paid, so that is 30,000. So finally The value 6 lakhs comes here. This is cash from operating activity. The another part of it is, so let's put all these values here. Activity. So sale of machine, you have sold it for 50,000. You have purchased the machinery 4,40,000. Is a minus item. Sale of investment will of 1 lakh. Purchase of investment 1,80,000. Calculate balancing figure, and that's all. So finally, there is a cash used. Finally, there is a cash used investing is 4 lakh. That's it for the day. Thank you so much.